It's May 15, Ukraine Media Center Confirm continues its operation. My name is Vasyl Samokhvalov, and we start our next briefing. Our guest today is Serhii Nadal, the mayor of Ternopil. Good afternoon, Mr. Serhii. Good afternoon. Mr. Serhii, just yesterday in the evening, the fire was put out, which erupted after the missile strike on your city. So what are the final consequences of this strike? The strike was happening in a number of waves. First wave was around midnight when some of the enemy missiles were shot down thanks to our air defense forces. The debris fell on the city. Fortunately, the houses of the residents of Ternopil were not affected. The debris fell in the area of some industrial facilities. 2 persons who were injured, and they were provided immediate emergency medical help. 1 person was injured by shrapnel, another was burnt, and their condition is being improved. The debris fell in the industrial area, which resulted in the loss of the businesses. And around 2 o'clock in the night, thanks to the rapid operation of the State Emergency Service, the fire was localized in the territory, but the works were finalized only yesterday at around 19 o'clock. The next wave was around 5 in the morning. A couple of missiles hit the city. Part of them were shot down by the air defense forces, but some of them unfortunately reached their targets. Fortunately, there are no casualties or injured. It's very well that the residential buildings were not targeted. Again, the storage facilities, the industrial facilities, infrastructure objects, this is what was targeted by the strike. Also, the educational institutions were targeted. The committee of the State Emergency Service, it comprises experts to understand and to identify the level of losses and damages so we can claim reparations. The committee's work is underway for 2 days already. We have reports from the denizens of Ternopil about the damage of a residential building and the vehicles. We have about 60 reports about the damage of the commercial facilities. And also, not so far from Ternopil, there is a number of country houses destroyed. Well, some of them are not subject to repair after the missile strike. So if you can give us a little bit more details about the damage of the residential areas, the number of people who had to relocate, to evacuate. Can you give us more figures and facts regarding the number of houses destroyed, the windows broken? Well, again, there are no casualties among the civilians. Yes, the windows were destroyed, some facilities were damaged or destroyed, only in one infrastructure object and in a number of commercial or industrial facilities. I will be able to give you the exact numbers maybe tomorrow, as soon as possible, because the work of commissions is underway. There are operational teams and the teams of experts which identify the losses and damage. I can only give you the example that in that facility where the debris fell, the losses are calculated only for those goods which were destroyed. It's in 10 millions of hryvnias. It was a facility of the religious organization which was providing humanitarian aid to churches, to internally displaced persons. they had their facilities and storage facilities destroyed, where the hygienic products were kept, and food products as well. Thank you. The questions from the floor. Good afternoon, Olga Panasenko, Ukrinform. You've mentioned about the damaged education facility. Can the education process be continued there, or it will be organized in a different way? It's one of the facilities of Ternopil University. The works are organized for replacement of windows and doors. The building itself was intact, but we asked the workers not to clear the debris to the full, so that the commission can identify the losses, and where it is possible they didn't do so, but where the works were critical, they had to just make videos or photos of the damage and to clear the debris. So all the works are about to start on Wednesday, and before that date we will clear the debris, and the study process will be resumed on Wednesday. So what is the mechanism for legal entities and individuals to document the losses, and what will be the resource that from which you will compensate the losses? Are you expecting any support from the central government, or you will do it at the cost of the local budget? We recommend currently all of those whose property was damaged to report to 102 phone number. Then the operational team documents the damage on spot. They draw up relevant paperwork. The commission identifies whether those properties are fit for further use or they should be disassembled, and after that the legal entities should procure the services of the experts which identify the losses. And for the time being, the government has the program to compensate for the destroyed property. For the time being, we only have one report about the destroyed property, and the rest are the reports from the legal entities. So the facilities which are in communal property, as they are the critical infrastructure facilities, their renovation will be financed first in, and the rest will be compensated as the compensation will be enforced from the terrorist state. Well, so my last question will be about the operation of the State Emergency Service. They were posting the footage as they were using the robots to put out the fires. So what kind of teams was that? Was there a support from other regions, and what were the teams? Which number of people were working there? Well, I want to thank the units of the State Emergency Service. It's not only the units from Ternopil, but also the settlements from around Ternopil were involved in that operation. In fact, as the fire was put out yesterday, as it was put out inside of the building, because there was a threat of the full destruction of the facility. So in order not to jeopardize the people's lives, the State Emergency Service was using the robots inside of the facility to put out that fire. Thank you very much. Joining us online was the mayor of Ternopil, Serhii Nadal, who told us about the consequences of the missile strike on the city and how the local government helps to overcome the consequences of this strike. See you shortly.